I never thought I'd see the day where a Slowbro is able to one-hit KO a Calyrex, but here we are. Awesome. And the Kyogre is still behind the substitute. This game is like literally perfect for this team. What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today I'm excited to be sharing one of the coolest teams from the World Championship. This team was piloted by Daniel Walker to an 8-3 record, ultimately losing in the win-in, was so close to making top cut with one of the craziest teams I have seen in all of Regulation G. So if you want to use the team for yourself, I have the rental code in the top right of the video, as well as my EV spreads that I provided for the team. I don't believe Daniel has released the rental code or the EVs for the team, so this is my recreation that I did in game just based on some guesstimates looking at how the team should probably function, but no guarantees this is exactly what Daniel was using at World. If you appreciate the resource, please subscribe to the channel. Got more Regulation G Worlds content coming, as well as a lot of Regulation H coming soon after. So with all that being said, let's get into a breakdown of the team. I don't really know how this team is going to play for the most part, but just looking at it from a top-down view, you do have the Kyogre and the Indeedee as the two basically terrain effects that you can activate on the field. The Rain and the Psychic Terrain both benefit the Slowking. In Trick Rooms, you can go for Helping Hand Scald, Helping Hand Expanding Forces with Life Orb. That's pretty cool. You also have a Weezing to override, say, a Koraidon trying to switch in. Like if you have a faster Pokemon on the field, you can basically switch out the Weezing as they try and switch into their Koraidon, shut down the Orichalcum Pulse, and be able to still hit with a full power Blizzard. The thing that jumps out to me on the team most is the Shedtail Smeargle. So how I imagine this plays is you lead the Indeedee and the Smeargle. You go for Follow Me and Spore, or Follow Me and Shedtail immediately. Get in your Kyogre behind a substitute, and then just go for Helping Hand. Terra Water, Water Spouts to sweep your opponent's entire team. I imagine there's a lot of teams that just don't have great counterplay against this, especially if they don't have wide guard. So looking forward to trying that out. There's also a lot of weird details on the team, like Assault Vest, Terra Normal, Explosion on the Weezing, despite only the Baxcalibur having Protect. So I guess maybe you can explode into a substitute or something like that. As well as a Baxcalibur that benefits from the Shedtail substitute. You can set up Swords Dance, and then with the loaded dice, all your Scale Shots and Icicle Spears will be hitting for at least 4 times and giving the speed boost on the Scale Shot, so kind of a double setup sweeper in that regard. Overall, it's a very crazy team. I really wanted to give it a go before transitioning over to Regulation H for more of the content, so if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe, and yeah, with all that being said, let's hop into the battles now. Alright, we have the World Champion team, at least the 6 Pokemon. So we can override their Electric Terrain with our Indeedee. Nothing on their team outspeeds the Kyogre if they are what we expect, so I think we could go for the Shedtail Smeargle strategy. The problem is if we're not at half HP, that could go kind of badly, so that's a concern for sure. But I can get a Spore off on lead, so that's kind of appreciated. But if they lead Iron Hands plus, say, the... Yeah, Iron Hands could be an issue on lead, because then they can switch into the Miraidon and then fake out my Smeargle, which I don't love. So I could like lead Weezing and be kind of cute with it, but probably not ideal. Let's think this over. Could go right into Trick Room, which is kind of tempting, but Farigiraf might be able to shut that down pretty quickly, as well as the lack of damage output with the terrain active, so don't love the Slowbro into the Miraidon team, kind of predictably, but we'll think about it. Weezing's not a bad lead. Like Assault Vest Weezing might be pretty strong here. Yeah. I am always struggling to find a lead against these teams, but I think we'll go with this, and then maybe late game Smeargle. Shedtail into Kyogre. If I can burn a Terrestrialization on the Miraidon, everything faints to Water Spout. Even the Urshifu doesn't love taking that. So going to be tricky, but I imagine there's a game plan for this team, given it was one of the most popular coming into the World Championship, and the Daniel was able to go 8-3 with the team, probably playing at least one Miraidon throughout the day. So Ogerpon Urshifu, not what I was expecting. That could have been a pretty free Follow Me, which is interesting. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So I don't really want to stake everything on this guy, so I think I'm going to switch into the Smeargle here. Or the Indeedee, rather. And go for a Water Spout, I want to say. Should be fine. Origin Pulse is a little safer if they go for close combat, but I'm not sure if I have the luxury of going for that yet. So yeah, let's just go for a Terra Water Water Spout, because I think I should clean up everything in the back. Like, there's no way the Ogerpon lives this, and Urshifu will get put down pretty low. I don't think there's Stellar Terra on this team, so that should be fine. So we're getting rid of the neutralizing gas, getting our rain up, but we should be taking the Urshifu down to Focus Sash. I don't think they can KO us, and everything will be in range of a Water Spout, even if we're like 20 HP or something. And if they surge the Indeedee, we are cooking. We're going to see a Terastallization from me. Very nice. So no Choice Scarf from either of their Pokemon. I mean, Ogremon definitely can't be Choice Scarf, but the Urshifu, if it went for a Terra, they would reveal it that turn, and they move first, we would see that. I guess not. You have to be Jolly, Urshifu to outspeed, but yeah, we're going to knock out their Ogremon here, which is cool. That's cool. Knocks down to Urshifu to Focus Sash. Hopefully they Searching Strike the Indeedee. That'd be pretty hype, but I'm not counting on it. Definitely not counting on that. We could still get a Substitute up and go hard. Oh, Surging Strike into the Indeedee. That's not going to be nice for them. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they did that. Truthfully, they're just protecting the switch, but Close Combat was definitely very safe in the Kyogre. I don't think you can afford not to do that. You can afford to do anything else that turn, so that works out for me. I'm going to run a Calc real quick to see if Miraidon actually goes down in 1 to the Helping Hand Water Spout from Terra Water, because I feel like it might. Miraidon into the Kyogre. If I can switch out, I am timid, I have to keep that in mind, so that'll affect the roll a little bit. If we are Terra Water with Helping Hand, it'll do 80 to 95, which is not a KO, notably. Okay. So we could get Fake Out active if we wanted it, which is cool. They can Fake Out my Kyogre, which stinks, but it is what it is. I can go into the Weezing if they lock Dazzling Gleam, that's solid. Smeargle might be a little useless here, so I want to switch that in, and then I guess Weezing on the other slot. So they can't really go for Discharge, thankfully, because I think even though they are Assault Vest hands, they'll be taking too much damage to the point where a Helping Hand will knock them out later, so that's cool. I think we're eliminating their special attack boost with the Neutralizing Gas, but I'm not entirely sure of that. Electro Drift will still be hitting full power though. Boom, Fake Out into the Smeargle. So I wanted to preserve Focus Sash, but they for some reason left the Kyogre alone. That's okay. Boom. Not a knockout on the Weezing, which means we might have a cute play here. Let me look at the speed on the Weezing. Oh yeah, we do have a cute play. Alright. So I'm going to go for here is a Fake Out, and you might think Play Rough feels pretty good here. Just get a little damage on the Miraidon, and even if they Terra, they take a lot of damage, but that's not what we're going for. We're going right for Explosion, baby. So unless they are a faster hands, they won't be able to avoid the Explosion, and everything will be in range of Water Spout, I think. They'll at least, yeah, there we go. We do move first. Miraidon flinches, and Boomtown, we take a KO on our own Smeargle, which is effectively just a free switch, and Miraidon is now in range of Water Spout, even without the rain active, I think. So we can pretty safely go for a Follow Me plus a... Yeah, I think without the... I feel like with Neutralizing Gas active, we were able to live the Electro Drift, but yeah, that's entirely speculation. So they have not used their Terastallization, but I think that's fine. We're still going to be able to go for a Follow Me Water Spout, and let me verify their bulk. Without Helping Hand, Water Spout is a... Unless they're like a Assault Vest or something, we should be dealing over 50, like 50 to 60 damage percentage onto their Miraidon, which means we should have a KO, and I don't think we actually... I guess Drain Punch could be an issue, so we just go for a safe Follow Me with the Rage Powder, and if they are not, no Terastallization coming out, so I think they are Bug Terra if this is Luca's exact team that won Worlds, so no Grass Terra, can't resist this, no Water Terra, which serves to our advantage here, and yeah, we just knock out the Miraidon, so that's really showing the power of the Kyogre. If you ignore it from the first turn, you can definitely be in some trouble, so you get into some weird spots where I can lead something like a Smeargle or a Weezing that can be kind of threatening to the rest of your team, and if you make a wrong read turn 1 and ignore the Kyogre, it's just dealing way too much damage with the Terra Water Spout, so that's kind of what happened there. If they had gone for the simple play of Close Combat, they would have brought me low, and in the late game I probably would have been more reliant on a I guess it would have been Origin Pulse late game, but if I didn't have the Kyogre, I would have played the earlier game with the Weezing a little differently, maybe gone for Fake Out, Gunk Shot into the Rhydon instead of what I went for. Could have also gone for a Spore switch to Indeedee. No, I guess I can't do that because of the Rhydon not speeding me and knocking me out, but yeah, you know what I mean. Could have played a little different if they'd played aggressive themselves earlier in the game, but they don't, and we just sweep with the Kyogre, which is how the team's meant to function. Okay, up against Alex Underhill's team from NAIC. Strong team. I'm not sure if this is the ideal. I think Kyogre is actually really strong against this team. I think I'm timid, so I'll outspeed their Annihilate most likely. Ooh. I'm not max speed timid, so they'll probably outspeed me, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I think they're Terra Fire on this team, which is cool for me. They set up Trick Room. I can reverse sweep them with the Slowking, actually, so I think I'm fine with that. I might just go Smeargle Slowking here. And what else could I go for here? There's a lot of fun stuff we could do. Weezing is not ideal just defensively. I think I will go Indeedee, so pretty slow paced outside the Kyogre, but against a Trick Room team I think that's fine. We're going to prioritize protecting the Kyogre potentially, or I don't know, maybe we'll just get aggressive and go for Spore. I think turn 1 Water Spout's pretty safe though against almost any lead. I don't remember if they're Wide Guard Smeargle on this team unfortunately, but we'll find out pretty quickly. I do have to be careful of Vital Spirit Electabuzz though. If I think I have them pinned with Spore one turn, they can follow me the next turn. Okay, probably Safety Goggles on the Ferrig, which is annoying, but fine. So they obviously have advantage this turn, but not obviously. They most likely do because of they can go for Fake Out. I think usually it's Spore, Fake Out, Follow Me on this team, no Wide Guard. Just a matter if they are sticking to that here. I think if they go for that, I'm fine with it, and I just want to get a Shed Tail off, truthfully. So I think I'm actually going to spring right for that play. We are Shed Tailing right out on our Smeargle. They can't go for Fake Out. They can't go for Spore unless they break our Protect here, so I feel fine about this for sure. Got to be wary of Hyper Voice, though. Like, Decorate Hyper Voice is definitely a threat from their Smeargle, and they'll probably underspeed my Indeedee too, so maybe could have just gone for Spore this turn, but yeah, they go for Fake Out into the Indeedee, and we get the Shed Tail off, so that's cool. I doubt they have a KO this turn regardless. I'm really thinking of just going right into my Slowking though. But it's probably worth... Oh, no, I can... No, this is fine. So normally they could go for Decorate Hyper Voice, and they still can go for Decorate Hyper Voice, but they'll actually be targeting right into my Indeedee if they do that, so I'm fine with it. I wish I was min speed Indeedee here. I could go for Dazzling Gleam Water Spout. Let me verify whether that's the case or not. I think I'm not Quiet Indeedee or Sassy. Yeah, definitely not. So their Smeargle will outspeed me, unfortunately. So if they go for Decorate, that's kind of a problem. I think I just go for Follow Me. Do I go for Terra Water yet? I think maybe, yeah. That should be a knockout. Yeah, there's no way that the Hyper Voice knocks me out. I'm going to go for Water Spout. Follow Me. Because they're either going for Spore or Decorate here. It should probably be Spore just to see if I'm Safety Goggles or not, but they haven't seen Psychic Seed activate, so they might be a little more aggressive and go for something else. Something is switching into a Water Spout. Ursaluna. I guess if they're Wide Guard Smeargle, they kind of got me here, but that's fine. I maybe could have covered for that, but on the original team it isn't Wide Guard. Maybe this player has shifted away from it, but I am banking on that not being the case. So finally, behind the substitute with the Terra Water Kyogre. Always wanted it to be out of Trick Room, but I guess we'll take it in Trick Room as well. And let's see who that they go for. Follow Me means no Wide Guard, so we are taking a big chunk of damage from them this turn. Spore into the Indeedee, fair enough. That's all good by me. So, yeah, the Ursaluna is going down this turn, no doubt. Cool. Bye-bye. Yeah, Smeargle goes down to Sash. That's all good with me. So could have gone for a Trick Room there to burn one turn of Trick Room instead of Follow Me, but I really didn't want to risk them going for Decorate, Hyper Voice, and like chipping me a fair bit in sub. This still should be fine though. Calyrex comes out, fair enough. I'm kind of tempted to switch out the Calyrex or the Kyogre behind the substitute because I believe a Glacial Lance is still going to break my sub, unfortunately. So what do we do about that? I guess I could have Terra Grassed the Indeedee that turn. That would have been pretty fun. Glacial Lance into what? I think this should just be a switch out into the Slowking here. Switch here, and then I guess I take the Sleep turn, honestly. I am behind the substitute, so taking a Sleep turn isn't the worst thing in the world, especially when I have the Indeedee coming in, which can do a fair bit of work still in the battle. For the Slowking. And once Trick Room ends, I should... Oh, that's a weird Protect, actually. That's really weird. Oh, okay. No, that actually makes perfect sense. So I forgot that the Smeargle on this team actually is built to underspeed the Calyrex, so you can go for the Decorate before it attacks and get really strong Glacial Lances off, which means they actually couldn't attack my Kyogre and protect their Smeargle. They basically couldn't get the attack off that was going to be able to knock out the Kyogre this turn. Or break the sub and Spore me. So we're still behind the sub. Shedtail Kyogre lives another day. This is all good though, because now I can pretty safely go for a Scald into the... Yeah, they are pretty boosted. I gotta be wary of that. But I don't think they're gonna underspeed on the Farigiraf, so I still should have the Water type move into that. And late game I should have the resources to just like break it. So this should be fine. I think Scald Water Spout is pretty fine here. Like, I think it's Terra Fire on this team, and Scald just obviously is going to do a lot of damage and move first under Trick Room, potentially mitigating their weakness policy. Slowbro is really slow. I think it's like slower than Amoonguss. I think it's like hitting 30 speed, and Amoonguss hits 31, so you can just knock that out with the Expanding Force, which is pretty important because Amoonguss under Trick Room can be very scary for the Kyogre if you don't have the substitute up. So yeah, really glad we actually got the Shed Tail strategy to work. It's definitely really strong against more passive teams to where you can just get the Kyogre in, and most teams can't take one Terra Water Spout, let alone two. Okay, Terra Fire. Don't really follow what they're going for there. Maybe expecting a foul play, I don't know. But Scald is going to be a move that comes out here. We're going to underspeed them because there's no way they're Iron Ball Calyrex. And should be a KO. I never thought I'd see the day where a Slowbro is able to one-hit KO a Calyrex, but here we are. Awesome. And the Kyogre is still behind the substitute. This game is like literally perfect for this team. Incredible showcase. Love to see that. And boom. I'm trying to think, did we take damage that game? Did Indeedee take a hit? So the Kyogre took a Water Spout into the... Yeah, I don't know if we took any damage that game, actually. Outside of the Shed Tail, yeah, I think that was like a full sweep. Yeah, tough matchup for them. I know Alex and Adi said that this team really struggles against offensive Kyogre teams without Wide Guard Smeargle, and yeah, definitely saw that there. Alright, my opponent is like 300th on ladder, so pretty high. I think Calyrex Ice typically struggles a little bit against these sort of Kyogre teams, but they do seem to have some wrinkles in that they have a probably Light Screen Grimmstyle, Raging Bolt, lots of scary stuff, no terrain overriding, which is cool, so could possibly take advantage of that. Slowking should underspeed their guy in Trick Room. We can also go for Spores with near impunity, so I do like that. Weezing could be kind of funny on lead, but I don't know how good it is, truthfully. I could go for like helping or Expanding Force. That could be solid against the Urshifu on lead. It's just really a matter of what their Terras are, I think. I think it's a fairly safe bet to go Kyogre early. And then Slowking in the back seems pretty strong against everything but the Raging Bolt. And I do like the... Smeargle could be cool late game as well, honestly. Orb Excalibur is a bit more offensive of an option, but I think I will go with the Smeargle. Just defensively seems pretty strong. I can also pivot out, maybe get a Shed Tail later on. There's definitely the option to go for a Shed Tail strategy early, but I think against teams that have lots of spread moves, I'm generally not as in favor of that. I could have also gone Smeargle lead, but I think it's less consistent than the Indeedee. Like, I can go for Follow Me pretty easily, and I'm not taking that much from their spread attack, so this feels fine. Depends on their terrestrialization on the Calyrex. If they're a Water Terra, they are much better off. We'll see, though. Grimmsnarl lead. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I can pretty safely go for Helping Hand Water Spout, I think, though, and should be fine with that. The question is, do I switch out this turn? Or do I use my Terra at any point? It could be Misty Terrain, that'd be something. I think I'm just going to go for the Terra Water Spout Helping Hand play, because I should be doing a lot of damage here, even if they go for a Terra Water. Well, I mean, if they go for Terra Water and Light Screen, they'll probably be tanking hits reasonably well, but I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. This could easily be a Terra Water team, and if I get this Water Spout off, they're in such low HP range that I'm fine with following the rest of the battle with the Indeedee. So a lot rests on the terrestrialization type on the Calyrex. Grass or water would be pretty bad, but anything else we're in great shape. No terrestrialization at all is interesting. Could be Focus Sash Grim and a Spirit Break here, but that's all good by me. Nada. Okay. I feel like this is a double KO. Okay, they either had no defensive options there, or they just predicted something else entirely. But yeah, that's about as good of a start as you can get against Calyrex Ice Rider teams. No screens up. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go, Kyogre. You can still hang with the big boys. Okay, Urshifu. Rapid Strike, not going to love the Follow Me's incoming, and oh boy, okay. Yeah, they're probably going to knock themselves out. Well, who do I have in the back? Can I lose this still? I feel like with... Ooh, nah, I should be fine. I could Helping Hand here for a knockout, or just Follow Me. Let's go for Follow Me. They might just forfeit, but I think with the Rocky Helmet, we're knocking out Urshifu here, and then the Slowking plus the Smeargle should be enough to close out. Yeah, we're going to outspeed the Urshifu, which is really important because it means they can only go for one Surging Strike, if that. Yeah, we do get a crit, but I think they could only get 2 of the Rocky Helmets off this turn regardless. Boom, Surging Strike, and you're gone. And with Psychic Terrain up, the major benefit of that is, of course, we cannot get Thunderclapped by their Raging Bolt, and you saw how much damage that did. This turn, with Spore and Water Spout, this does feel like a pretty open and shut game. Okay, they crit through. Might have knocked out anyways. I didn't notice if they were boost energy. I kind of stopped paying attention at that point, but yeah, Life Orb definitely KOs there then. Cool. Cool spot where I can just go for Follow Me, I think, and there's nothing they can do about it. I want to bring the Slowking though. It's a little more swag, which means I can go for a Water Spout Trick Room. So they can try and protect, stall out Psychic Terrain, but that is of course not going to work for them. And I can take the KO with the Slowking. Is there any reason to play with my food here? Probably not. But it is funny. Whatever, we'll go for Trick Room in case they go for Protect. No, they just give me the KOs. Good game to them. After that turn 1, it was basically unwinnable. Kind of curious if, like, they... Honestly, on these higher ladder Grimmsnarl teams, a lot of the time there's something silly like Fake Out, Thunder Wave, Parting Shot, Fake Tears. I guess for the Calyrex team, it probably wouldn't be Fake Tears, but lots of junk like that, so... I was expecting them to have, like, a cute Terra like Terra Water or Light Screen there, but because they probably have some text for other matchups, seems like they just didn't have a defensive option there. If it's like an Imprison Calyrex, they don't have Protect, Terra Normal or something. They have no options to deal with the Water Spout defensively, so sometimes you will just run into matchups like that where they're not really prepared for Kyogre at all, and that seemed to be one of them. In Rhydon team, that looks pretty similar to the one that Joe UX9 was bringing to Worlds, except I'm not sure if he had Incineroar. He definitely had a Volcarona over the Ogerpon. Interesting. So no Tailwind mode, so Kyogre will be the fastest Pokemon on the field unless they are a Choice Scarf on the Urshifu. I think that's fine. We could lead in DD. It's not that great though, unfortunately. If they don't lead them right on, they can just go for fake out after that. It's kind of a similar thing that I was worried about in the previous game. I could lead in DD Smeargle though, potentially. That's kind of a similar situation, right? I think I'm going to lead Smeargle Kyogre with Indeedee in the back. And then last Pokemon will be probably the... Like, there's a temptation to go Slowking here, actually. Really good against everything but the Grimmsnarl, truthfully. So I'm tempted, for sure. I think I will go with the... Yeah, I think I'll go with the backs or the Slowking, most likely here. Let's go with the Slowking. I could see myself pivoting to a Trick Room mode later on into this game, but I am very weak to the Miraidon defensively. Like, especially Dazzling Gleam kind of clears a hole in me, so maybe the Weezing could have been a good argument there to resist the Dazzling Gleam with the Assault Vest and the Poison typing, and then answer back with a Gunk Shot if they have gone for Terra, and Play Rough if they have not. But hard to judge. I think these Miraidon matchups are definitely super hard to beat. It's a little bit dependent on lead, and I haven't figured out quite how to outlead yet. Because if they lead Miraidon and Iron Hands, I'm in such a good spot if I have the Indeedee out, but if they have it in the back, it's like Iron Hands plus something is always going to be a little scary to deal with. And they do go with the Grimmsnarl, interesting. So this is fine. I still should just be able to go for a Fake Out Water Spout, deal a lot of damage to them. I could also Spore them pretty easily, but I think I will just go for a Fake Out and Water Spout. Am I going to burn the Terra yet? I don't think it's necessary. When Terra Grass could be pretty good for me late game on the Indeedee or the Slowking. But I might just be missing out a knockout if I go for that. So let's just go for Fake Out, Terra Water, Water Spout. Or no. Nah, I don't think so. I want to preserve it for the Slowking. Terra Ghost would be crazy, but they could have it for sure. They are going for a Terra. Could be Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost Scarf Miraidon would be nuts, but really good for them. Looks like they're going for it on the Grimmsnarl, so they really want what Grimmsnarl is going for to go off. It could be like a Covert Cloak Miraidon plus a Thunderwave Grimmsnarl. That would make sense to me. Hoping that's not the case, though. Yeah, they do Thunderwave. That's unfortunate. Could have switched into Indeedee, but I mean, they could have Volt Switched still. So hopefully we don't get paralyzed, but yeah, this is a bad turn for us, I think. We do get the Water Spout off, so that's probably going to knock out the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, so that's honestly fine by me. We could have done a lot of damage to their Miraidon, actually. It would have been a 2-hit KO with the Water Spout if they had like missed Thunderwave, and then I could... Yeah, a lot could have happened there. We get the Special Defense raise, which is kind of nice, for sure. And we might have an Indeedee swap coming pretty easily here. Boom, out comes the Iron Hands. That's fine by me. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to... I could switch out in Water Spout. Or Spore. Do I think they have the Ogerpon in the back? It's possible. If that's the case, it's fine, I think. Should probably be a Volt Switch here from them. Into the Kyogre. Could I just go for Water Spout in that circumstance? Probably. Let's just go for a Spore. Into the... I think they're going to attack here, honestly. I'm going to go for Follow Me Water Spout against my judgment. Because I think they might not Fake Out this turn. Yeah, with the Indeedee in the back, I was pressuring them with that switch in, which means I should have a Water Spout coming here. Yeah, they do Volt Switch if we don't get paralyzed. It's a lot of damage coming against their team. We do survive because of the Special Defense raise without their... Yeah, we have the Special Defense raise, so we live the Volt Switch without Sash. Not that that's going to matter, but cool to see. Urshifu was in the back. We do get paralyzed, which stinks, but it is what it is. That's fine. That's pretty bad, though, because I could have gotten the Spore off that turn by just switching into Indeedee. Yeah, that's really miserable, but it is what it is. I think there's still hope this battle. Because if I get Trick Room up, I think... Well, it's not good, truthfully. I think... How do I win this? If they Surging Strike, they're in trouble, but they'll probably take a knockout. So I might have to go for a Trick Room, maybe switch. I think I might need to preserve the Kyogre here. Yeah, I think if I live the turn with Indeedee and get Trick Room up, I could be fine. I could have also gone for Follow Me Water Spout, or yeah, Follow Me Water Spout should probably take the KO, but yeah, getting paralyzed there was pretty bad. So went 1 for 2 on paralysis this battle, thus far. Surging Strike into the Kyogre, that's really bad. This can be a lot of damage, and I just forfeited so much momentum by going for that. Yeah, I was really hoping for them to just take the bait that turn. That stinks. We do get the Water Spout off this turn, but 1 turn too late, unfortunately. That's, yeah, we'll be able to Surging Strike there, Urshifu, I guess, but that's not great. Okay. Really needed the damage onto the Iron Hands, I think. This is, like, so bad now. Yeah, if I preserve the Terra on the Slowking, I think I'd still be fine, but now it's just looking pretty horrible for me. Because I can, if I had Expanding Force here, we're chilling, but obviously that's not the case, unfortunately. Let's go Dazzling Gleam and a Expanding Force into the Iron Hands, and then we might have a chance to knock it out still. It just depends on what their Terastallization type is. So I think maybe I just go for Follow Me. They could protect the Urshifu. They went for Surging Strike that turn and moved first. Does that tell me anything? I don't think it does. I kind of just want a Surging Strike and Expanding Force. I don't think that's right, though. Maybe they think they live the Expanding Force, but it's definitely going to be a Miraidon switch out here. Okay, that is interesting. That is the advantage of using unexpected Pokemon, folks. They clearly did not believe or think that I had Expanding Force, otherwise with the free Miraidon switch, I'm really not threatening you except for anything like a Ice Beam, and in that case, like, all you have to do is either Wild Charge or Drain Punch that turn, and just wall me out the rest of the battle. And then I can't knock out both the Iron Hands and the Miraidon in time in Trick Room, I think, so yeah, that was entirely just a misplay on their part, in my opinion. Because now Helping Hand Expanding Force surely is a knockout, so we do actually get the Slowking game that I was looking for in this live. But didn't feel as good about the positioning that it took to get there, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. I could Expanding Force now. If they go for a Terra, yeah, they don't even bother with the Terra. Expanding Force gets them into Dazzling Gleam range, and if they had gone for a Terra Dark, then Dazzling probably is enough into hits to clean them up. So yeah, good game to them. Definitely tricky against Miraidon, especially with the unexpected Thunderwave Grimmsnarl. That was really bad. Like, I think if I knew it was Thunderwave coming into that battle, I might just risk Follow Me turn 1 instead of going for Fake Out. Oh, they couldn't Terastallize. I'm silly. Yeah, they Terastallized the Grimmsnarl turn 1. I was just, like, so caught up, and yeah, they wasted the Terra so spectacularly on turn 1. I mean, I wasted mine too, but I was completely expecting them to go for it at some point throughout the battle. So the Expanding Force onto their Iron Hand slot was actually pretty safe. Because even if they switch in the Miraidon, I think Expanding Force probably KOs them with the Life Orb. But it would have been close for sure, because I don't think Dazzling Gleam on switch in would have knocked out the Miraidon, so good game. Pretty standard looking double Fake Out plus Terapagos team, so probably Calm Mind on that, as well as a most likely Follow Me Ogerpon as additional support, but it could be Swords Dance, can't count that out. The ability for Rillaboom and the Terapagos to override my Psychic Terrain, pretty annoying. They also have the Terra Shift to throw away my Rain at will, so that's pretty annoying. I wonder if Weezing can actually dispel that. ability. That could be pretty useful, honestly. Yeah, that could be interesting. So I think I have a potentially cool lead of like Weezing plus Kyogre to deal with this. I don't know if they get to override everything, but I might go for that just to learn. But I could also lead the Smeargle pretty easily and just put stuff to sleep with Spore, so that is pretty tempting for sure. I'm not Quick Guard on this guy, unfortunately. Tear Water is a little annoying as well. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to play this, honestly. But let's think about going Weezing plus the Kyogre. I might have to switch it out pretty soon, but Excalibur could be solid as well against a lot of their Pokemon, except for the Flutter and friends, but maybe we could just go for the Shed Tail stuff, honestly. So I ended up with Baxcalibur just because I thought I could get it in faster, but maybe I should have gone with Weezing. I don't know how the Weezing Neutralizing Gas interacts with the Terra Shell and all of the Terapagos abilities. Like, honestly, imagine that it doesn't work at all. I feel like it's a special ability where Neutralizing Gas doesn't work. I'll look into that after the battle and probably pop it up on the screen with the text box now, just for your knowledge. Okay, Terapagos plus Rillaboom, so Weezing could have been cool. I think we will get the Psychic Terrain up active here, though, so that's cool. Should be a free Spore if I want it. And yeah, we are slower than the Rillaboom, which is pretty standard, meaning we get the Psychic Terrain up. I could go straight for a Spore and then Shed Tail. That's an option for sure. Let's see. Who can they switch in here? I imagine this is like a U-turn or something. I have Fake Out, so I can go for Fake Out into them, but there's not a whole lot of value. I imagine it's like Incineroar in the back, but if that's the case, it's like not the biggest deal, I think. Yeah, I don't feel awful if that's the case, honestly. So I'm going to go with Spore into the Terapagos, and then I think I can switch. I think I'm probably going to take a U-turn into this slot, so I don't want to do too much here. Let's just go for Dazzling Gleam, get a little bit of damage off. It's probably going to be a switch into Incineroar or something on the Rillaboom, and then they'll pivot out next turn, but with Shed Tail, I think I'll still be an advantage if they do that. Interesting. So we're going to potentially break the Fluttermane's Focus Sash here, which is cool, but this could have been a pretty safe attack into the Terapagos that turn. So that's annoying. Speed boost raise, and they do protect. Okay. A little chip is cool in case they wear the Flutter. I mean, they revealed the booster energy, but now they'll definitely be in range of a Water Spout, so I like that. I kind of want to go for Shed Tail a little bit. That could be fun, but it's probably not correct. Speed raise is really good for me, actually. That's so funny. I don't know if I'm going to outspeed the Flutter still. And if they taunt me, that's bad news. So I'm going to go after the Fluttermane still, and then go for a... I could switch. I don't think it's necessary yet. They could Dazzling Gleam or Icy Wind. It just depends on how fast they are. I think I'm going to Follow Me just in case. Am I Terra Ghost on this Smeargle? I am, so worst case I can Terra Ghost in a turn. Let's Spore you, and I'm tempted to switch into the Kyogre. And I will. So I could take a little bit of damage, then I'll have to lock into another move, but I think that's fine. Most Fluttermane, even though naturally they would outspeed a Smeargle at max speed, with the booster energy, I think it's relatively uncommon for them to do that. Okay, that's really annoying. Okay, that's really bad. I could have just Follow Me Spored, so that's quite annoying for sure. And now I can't even Shed Tail. Free Calm Mind, that's all bad. So if they're taunt Thunder Wave, that's a big issue for me. But there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Good play. So yeah, that completely ruined my turn. Yeah, I could have Follow Me'd. Interesting. So they're both max speed, and yeah, they just leveraged that to full advantage. I have to switch out now, so I'm going to go into my... I think Baxcalibur is fine in case they switch into Rillaboom. But maybe I want to preserve that a little bit. Yeah, let's just go straight into Indeedee here. And go for the Because Dazzling Gleam would be quite annoying. Yeah, I don't want to risk game right away, so I'm going to go into the Indeedee first and go for a Water Spout or Origin Pulse. Let's just go for Water Spout. They're going to turn off my Terrain anyways with the Terastallization most likely. They don't have to, but they could. Yeah. But I definitely lost a lot of ground doing that. But we are Choice Scarf, so we will move first here and hit the Water Spout, I'd imagine. And that should be a KO onto Fluttermane, which is very much appreciated. Because now I can just Spore the Terapagos late game and maybe switch up who I sweep with. Rather than the Kyogre, I'll do it with the Baxcalibur. Because the Swords Dance, Ice Cold Spear, or Scale Shot should do enough into the Terapagos if I get one more Water Spout off. So that's fine by me. Another Calm Mind's interesting. I'll always be able to Spore that, so that's fine. I have given up Terrain, but I think that's fair. They can honestly take a double KO and I'm fine with it. I need to remember what item I am on Baxcalibur, but I'm not too stressed about this game. Despite all that's going on, I think them taking a double KO is probably ideal for me, if I can set that up somehow. Trick Room is not correct. Who do they have in the back? Maybe Incineroar. Could be Urshifu as well. Let's just go... So if they're attacking this turn, I don't know. I could switch out. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I think it's too risky. I should just let them take a knockout here. And then I'll get Spore in either way. They're going for the Terastallization, ridding me of the Terrain finally, which makes sense. Ridding me of... Oh, they get rid of their Grassy Terrain, so that's kind of fine. Yeah, that's A-okay with me. So Rain stops, but so does Grassy Terrain, which means they won't be able to hit my Smeargle with a priority move next turn. And they fake out the Indeedee expecting me to switch to Kyogre, but I'm fully okay just like chipping everything down with Water Spout. Into Smeargle range, and yeah, that should be a free Spore Swords Dance next turn. Okay, interesting. I guess I won't be able to get a Shed Tail off now, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I can Spore Switch, though, which should be fine. Yeah, that feels okay. Not ideal, but fine. I'm going to go into Smeargle immediately, not give them time to think, and then they're probably fearing Spore. Maybe they go for a Wood Hammer here. It just depends on who they have in the back, honestly. I could switch into the Baxcalibur. I don't think that's correct. Spore is pretty safe. I'm going to predict a Protect and go for Shed Tail here. I'm losing my Focus Sash, I'm losing some mileage, but I think it's what I have to do to get the Baxcalibur in cleanly, maybe? Because if Urshifu comes in, I'm toast, right? So I could just fake out here. I wasn't sure how to play this turn, but yeah, they protect there. We get the Shed Tail off, but I guess it's probably U-turn, and we might be in some trouble still. I had not used my Terastallization, so maybe I can cheese my way out with that, but it's going to be tough. Because if they have Urshifu in the back with a U-turn, I'm in some trouble. But I could have fake outed the Rillaboom this turn and then Spored next turn to get the Shed Tail play off, but I don't know. Weird spot. Into the backs. We are Terra Poison, so if Urshifu comes in and they misplay with close combat, we could have a chance, but it's not looking ideal. Hopefully they just attack my Kyogre or something. Woodhammer, okay, that's annoying. Hopefully that does not break Substitute. And unfortunately it does. That's really bad. Oh boy, okay. Because now I've lost my Substitute. I don't think Ice Cold Spear is going to be enough to KO, truthfully, unless I get 5 hits and a Water Spout KO. It's looking pretty bad. Let's think. I just really badly need them to take a KO here. They haven't U-turned for some reason. Yeah, they finally switch out, which is annoying, but to be expected. If they go for Terra Starstorm, they are just giving me a KO on Kyogre, and I do get active Fake Out, so that's good. And it is the Urshifu, so... Unfortunately, that will be forcing a Terrestrialization, but we are breaking any Focus Sash on the Urshifu. Not that it matters, all our damage output is not based on... Oh, that's not even out-damaging leftovers, unfortunately. The Woodhammer breaking my substitute was really bad. Yeah, 2 Calm Lines is so much damage they're threatening here, so that's an issue. I could maybe Swords Dance and then get a speed boost, but that seems pretty bad as well. Let's think it through. Maybe if I get a Scale Shot off. No, they'll have a. This feels over. Unless I get a speed boost and they mess up, I don't think we have a chance here because Scale Shot just doesn't knock them out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Pretty bad spot. I can Swords Dance Fake Out, I guess. Tell you what, let's go for the Urshifu and hope they mess up and then maybe win with Scale Shot, I guess, but it's not looking great. In fact, it's looking really bad. Protects Urshifu. That's kind of weird. I feel like I could have won then with Swords Dance this turn, so that's really annoying. But we can still win with a Speed Boost, I guess, and that's what, a 1 in 5 chance to happen? But yeah, could have Swords Danced there, which is annoying. I don't think we get the Scale Shot Speed Boost on Protects, unfortunately. Yeah. I still don't really think there was a... That's crazy. Okay. That's really unfortunate for them, but we'll take it. I'm going to Terra Poison here, I think, and probably just Spore the Terapagos, and then I guess I have to bank a Sleep turn or something. Then I can win? Terra Poison, they're probably Surging Striking this Smeargle regardless, so I think this has to be Swords Dance, and then a Spore into you. If they're smart, they'll actually maybe switch out the Terapagos, but I don't know. Weird spot. And I'm Sporing the Terapagos because the concern here is actually them... I think I still should lose. If they just attack the Smeargle here, I should lose no matter what, because I didn't Swords Dance last turn. If I had, and yeah, I mean, they can just attack the Smeargle and win pretty easily here. Yeah, I was got pretty lucky this battle for sure. So I'm faster than the Urshifu. That could actually be valuable here, because I can Scale Shot that maybe. Close Combat, they fell for it. Okay. Pretty sure an Icicle Spear is going to knock out their guy there, which is cool. And then I can Follow Me any close combats later on. This definitely feels winnable. Okay. So the interesting thing that I was told about Smeargle is obviously there's no evasion or accuracy boosts anymore that it can get. But the consequence of that is, okay, special defense, that's all fine. Aqua Jet probably doesn't KO, but it'd be close. So the cool thing here is, or the cool thing about Urshifu, oh, good play, yeah. So the cool thing about Urshifu now, or Smeargle rather, is that because we get the accuracy and evasion drops, or boosts and drops eliminated from Moody, we're more likely to get a speed boost in most situations. That might not even knock out actually, unless I get the full loaded dice hit. And even then it might be shy. Oh yeah, I might even just miss this KO, that's crazy. Yeah, I need a min sleep. And they did fall asleep, that's good. So it should be a free Spore, which is cool for me. Yeah, attack raise. Defense drop is worst case here, but yeah, we just dodge all the unfortunate drops and get speed drops every time, which is, you know, pretty nice. I'll take it, I guess. Okay, they're withdrawing there. Makes sense, but unfortunately because they are the slower Urshifu, I think that's fine, potentially. I might lose to Aqua Jet though. Couldn't really do anything else, but the healing could be appreciated here for sure. Oh, they wake up and protect. Okay, interesting. I think that might be negative for them, truthfully. Like, I think you actually try to stay asleep there because I'll always be able to spore you still. And you've lost your fake out pressure, and I'm just healing steadily. Who could you fake out here? So they've burned their protect. I can scale shot that, but then I'm susceptible to a high horsepower. I guess I win if they aren't high horsepower here, and they haven't gone for Moody, so it's like kind of a little dicey on if they have it or not. We finally get the defense drop, fair enough. I think I'm going to go for Scale Shot Spore. I could follow me here if I read Fake Out into the Baxcalibur or some other option, but yeah, this feels like what I'm probably supposed to go for. So we'll go for that. I don't know. I'm going to go for this move just so that I cover this like a switch out. Yeah, they go after the Smeargle, which is fine. Does a lot of damage, but not a knockout, notably. Which is cool, because we knocked that out without giving up the Scale Shot boost. Scale Shot can also miss. I think if you hit the first Scale Shot, it's 100%, but I'm not certain about that. Like, if you hit Scale Shot 1, they'll all connect, but I could definitely be wrong on that. Based on how multi-hit moves work, I actually have no clue. Okay, so we do have the Follow Me still active. The problem is I guess there's not really a huge problem. Defense raise shouldn't matter. I think we'll feint to any of their moves regardless. I think Scale Shot should knock out the Urshifu. The only question is am I gonna feint to the Rillaboom? I don't think so. I should be fine. I could think Ice Cold Spear, Scale Shots, chill. If I Scale Shot the Urshifu and they protect, then they can Grassy Glide my Pokemon, and then I only lose if they're Wood Hammer, I think. But Wood Hammer Aqua Jet could do me in there for sure. I'm going to go for Scale Shot and Follow Me. Whatever, yeah. If they protected, they got me, but they didn't. Cool. So Scale Shot should confirm a win here, outside of Aqua Jet plus high horsepower. No, they go for Grassy Glide, which is a mistake, so we just have to hit our Scale Shot, and then we win. This was definitely a crazy battle. I thought this was lost when they taunted the Smeargle for sure. And cool, Scale Shot doing great damage. If we were not loaded dice, we would not have this KO, guaranteed, but because we have the 4 hits, that should be good. Now, Grassy Glide shouldn't be a knockout. Yeah, just... They really did mess up on the terrestrialization. Attacking the Baxcalibur gave me the turn that I needed to win there. And yeah, now we have Ice Cold Spear to close out against the Rillaboom with no chance to feint. To Grassy Glide, I believe. It's a good game to them. Definitely very, very narrow. I think they probably deserve to win. Just I got really unsafe on the Follow Me. Or the turn that Fluttermane came in. I could have easily switched out. Or rather kept in the... I can't believe this match went to timer. That's so funny. Yep. Definitely a frustrating battle, just getting speed boosted by the Smeargle, but I also completely wasted the first speed boost and basically just threw them the game by not following me with the Indeedee. That was a huge mistake on my behalf, so glad we were able to close it out regardless. Definitely a longer paced game than these games are supposed to go. I think with the Shed Tail Smeargle and Water Spout Kyogre team, but just goes to show the Baxcalibur providing a little bit better of a defensive backbone, just a very bulky Pokemon that can tank hits and potentially close late games if Kyogre is not able to do it in the early game. So that's going to do it for a Battles Today featuring Daniel Walker's 52nd placing team at the World Championship. Definitely one of the more creative teams at the tournament, especially in day 2, so to see him take it all the way to the win and in was really impressive. I didn't really get to use the Weezing too often, but all the other Pokemon in the team were very cool. The Indeedee, Slowking, Smeargle, Kyogre, definitely the core of the team, and then the Baxcalibur and the Weezing serve as sort of matchup mons that can be useful against other Pokemon, like if someone's trying to override your Rain or your Psychic Terrain, Weezing can be cool, and Baxcalibur is definitely strong against the Rillaboom and other grass types that can be kind of annoying for your Kyogre. switching in and taking hits, as well as being an alternative Shed Tail sweeper receiver, so you can go for the Shed Tail, get in the Baxcalibur, go for a Swords Dance if you still have redirection on the board, and then go for a Scale Shot and suddenly be sweeping their entire team with a boosted up speed and attacks Baxcalibur, ideally behind a sub, but that's maybe a little picky at that point. So overall, really cool team, had a blast playing with it. If you guys want to use it for the remainder of Regulation G, rental code is in the top right of the video, as well as the PokePaste featuring the EV spreads I created for the team in the description below. Check out Daniel on Twitter, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. And yeah, with all that being said, peace y'all.